Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Thursday. We got 11 matchups on this NHL slate today. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description below. If you guys like betting on NHL player props, you already know, go and check out Parlay Play in the description below. Get free entries for this slate today when you guys sign up. So go ahead and hop in there. And yeah, we'll hop in it. Pretty busy slate today, 11 matchups. Starting with the Boston Bruins versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. Pittsburgh opening up as home favorites at minus 125. Boston plus 105 with the over-under at 6. The last 10 head-to-head, Boston 6-4-0. The overs hit in 2 out of the last 10 matchups. Boston on a 2-game winning streak. They did just beat Pitt 2-1 2 games ago. Pitt 3-7 in their last 10. They've been struggling. Boston 12-4 on the road, where they've been pretty solid. Yeah, I like the Bruins on the road. They just beat Pitt. Pitt really hasn't looked that good. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bruins plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we have the Buffalo Sabres versus the New Jersey Devils. The Devils opening up as home favorites at minus 130. Buffalo plus 110 with the over-under at 6.5. The last 10 head-to-head, the Devils 6-3-1. The overs hit in 6 out of the last 10 matchups. To see the Devils does have 2 players questionable. Buffalo on a 2-game winning streak. Devils coming off a Vegas win. Buffalo 1-5 against New Jersey. New Jersey 1-4 at home. Definitely not a very exciting matchup here. Could really honestly go either way. Buffalo 3-1 in their last 4. I'm gonna take Buffalo plus 1.5 on the road. Pretty even matchup. 2 bad teams. Could go either way. We'll take the Sabres plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup with the Detroit Red Wings versus the Florida Panthers. Florida opening up as home favorites at minus 600. Detroit plus 450 with the over-under at 7. The last 10 head-to-head, Florida 8-2-0. The overs hit in 2 out of the last 9 matchups. Detroit coming off a big Tampa Bay win as underdogs. They did just play Florida 2 games ago, losing that matchup 6-1. Florida. Yeah. On a 9-0 at home. They're on I think an 11-game win streak. I mean, they're playing phenomenal hockey right now. Detroit 1-7 on the road against Florida. Yeah, we're rolling with Florida here. I mean, they pretty much destroyed them in their last meeting a few games ago. Do what you want with Detroit, plus 450. Throw a couple bucks on it if you guys want. You saw what they did to Tampa a couple games ago. But yeah, we're taking the Panthers at home. Next matchup, we have the Philadelphia Flyers versus the Montreal Canadiens. Montreal opening up as home favorites at minus 135. Philly plus 115 with the over-under at 6. The last 3 head-to-head, Montreal 2-1-0. The overs hit in 1 out of the last 2 matchups. Philly does have a couple players questionable. Montreal has a couple players questionable and out. Looking like an ugly matchup on both sides here. Philly on a 6-game losing streak. Montreal on a 6-game losing streak. Philly 3-17 on the road. Montreal 0-5 at home. I mean, honestly, stay away from this matchup. I mean, what would be the point of even betting on this game? If I were to choose, I'd take the Flyers plus 1.5. Montreal dealing with some injuries. Both teams on a 6-game losing streak. We'll take Flyers plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we have the Winnipeg Jets versus the Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina opening up as home favorites at minus 250. Winnipeg plus 210 with the over-under at 6.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Carolina 3-0. The over's hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. Both teams have a player questionable. Winnipeg on a 3-game losing streak. Carolina coming off an Arizona win. Winnipeg 2-7 in their last 9. I'm just not in love with Winnipeg. Carolina have won the last 3 head-to-head meetings here. Yeah, Winnipeg, they've been struggling, been hard to trust here in this last month or so. I'm going to take the Hurricanes at home. Next matchup, we have the New York Rangers versus the New York Islanders. The Rangers opening up as road favorites at -130. The Islanders +110 with the over-under at 5.5. The last 10 head-to-head, the Islanders 7-3-0. The over's hit in 1 out of the last 10 matchups. Rangers on a 3-game winning streak. They're 7-3 in their last 10. Islanders on a 2-game losing streak. They've pretty much been losing against good teams. Rangers 7-1 on the road where they've been really good. Islanders 8-2 at home. Interesting matchup here. I do like the Rangers. Islanders, they've struggled against good teams. I'm going to take the Rangers on the road. Next matchup, we have the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay opening up as home favorites at -120. Toronto +100 with the over-under at 7. The last 3 head-to-head, Toronto 2-1-0. The over's hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. Toronto on a 4-game winning streak. They did beat Tampa Bay 6-2 in their last meeting. Tampa coming off that bad Detroit loss. 4-6 in their last 10. They've kind of had a rough April here. Toronto 4-1 against Tampa. Yeah, I like Toronto +1.5 on the road. Beat the Lightning 6-2 in their last meeting. Tampa Bay coming off a horrible Detroit loss. Give me the Maple Leafs +1.5. Next matchup, we have the Vancouver Canucks versus the Minnesota Wild. Wild opening up as home favorites at -175. Vancouver +155 with the over-under at 6. The last 10 head-to-head, Minnesota 6-3-1. The over's hit in 3 out of the last 9 matchups. Minnesota has a couple players questionable. Vancouver has 1 player questionable. Vancouver coming off that Ottawa loss. Minnesota on a 2-game winning streak right now. Vancouver 6-3 on the road against Minnesota. 6-2 on the road. Minnesota 10-1 at home where they've been really good. Both teams playing really good, especially in the month of April. I feel like you could really go either way, but I do like the Wild at home. They do have a couple question marks. If they do end up missing a bunch of guys, maybe fade them, so be sure to check their status. But, I'm assuming that the 3 guys questionable will play, and I'm going to take the Wild at home. Next matchup, we have the Dallas Stars versus the Calgary Flames. Calgary opening up as home favorites at -225. Dallas +185 with the over-under at 5.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Dallas 6-4-0. The over's hit in 6 out of the last 9 matchups. Dallas on a 2-game losing streak. Calgary 7-3 in their last 10, coming off that Nashville loss. Dallas 7-1 on the road against Calgary. Surprisingly, they've been pretty good against Calgary. Calgary 7-2 in their last 9. They've been playing good hockey here. Both teams coming off some losses. It's going to be tough because Calgary. Both actually really good home teams. I'm going to take Dallas +1.5 on the road. They've been good against Calgary on the road, 7-1 in their last 8. Both teams coming off a loss. I think there's good plus money with Dallas. I think they could cover, and I think they could pull off a sneaky win on the road. Next matchup, we have the Chicago Blackhawks versus the Los Angeles Kings. Kings opening up as home favorites at minus 240. Chicago plus 200 with the over-under at 6. The last 3 head-to-head, LA 2-0-1. The overs hit in each of the last 3 matchups. Chicago 2-8 in their last 10. Coming off an Arizona win. LA on a 2-game winning streak. They're 5-5 in their last 10. They did beat Chicago a few games ago, 5-2 in that matchup. Chicago 3-9 against LA. Yeah, I like the Kings here. Chicago, they have just looked horrible. I'm gonna take the Kings at home. And then the last matchup, we had the St. Louis Blues versus San Jose Sharks. The Blues opening up as road favorites at minus 185. San Jose plus 165 with the over-under at 6. The last 10 head-to-head, St. Louis 7-1-2. The overs hit in 5 out of the last 10 matchups. St. Louis does have one player questionable. San Jose, they have 4 guys questionable. St. Louis 9-1 in their last 10, finally losing to Boston. They were on a huge winning streak. Columbus or San Jose 1-9 in their last 10. They've looked awful. St. Louis 7-1 on the road against San Jose. 5-1 against San Jose. Yeah, they've been dominant against the Sharks here. I'm taking the Blues on the road. And that's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Thursday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Friday. Have a good one.